Hi, I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Justin.
And you're listening to the Otterly Owlsome podcast. Who knows what we'll talk about?
And now Tony. Now everybody's hitting me up. Now my status is fixed. God dang it. I should have left it alone.
I think mine usually just puts me in a way.
So apparently when I set it for yesterday, and it defaulted to come off the next day, which is today, and I wanted it to come off at 8 o'clock yesterday. Well, I just changed the time. I didn't change the date, so it's my fault.
It's fine.
So happy hump day, actually.
Yes.
Your dog's trying to get out. Is that good or bad?
Oh, she's fine. There's another little couch back there that she can't escape.
I was trying to help.
She's eating my book bag, so.
Fun dog times.
Yes.
Are you ready for knowledge?
Yes and no. Yes, because I haven't been since before COVID. No, because I feel like I haven't prepared, looking at what all, to do while I'm there.
I was listening. Hello.
Stop it. Come here.
Was that a pay attention to me bark, or I...
It's fine. We're good.
Okay. I heard Chuck Tomasi and Laura McMahon. I can't say her name. She's going to kill me if she hears this. They were saying that the sessions you have to be seated 5 minutes prior to the start of the session. Otherwise, they'll start letting in people who are on standby.
Which is fair. The only thing that sucks is sometimes those halls are so packed, to get from one to another. So, I have mostly client meetings, though. So, I don't know how many sessions I'll actually get to attend.
Oh, yeah. See, I go for the sessions. I go for the education part.
Yeah.
Not for the networking. I was just talking about that with somebody.
I know, but the higher you go up in an organization, the less sessions you get to attend.
As Allison looks down on Justin.
No, I was telling someone the other day, I was like, do you remember when one of your former SCs was going to leave? Did you know they asked me if I wanted to be an SC?
I did not.
Yeah, so it was when the former SC that became the CSM practice.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
So when he was leaving, Mark and Tim, my old boss, were like, well, hey, and Terry were like, do you want to come over to the SC team? And I was like, not really. and at the time, no one knew David and I were together. So we were also like, well, now we have to tell everybody. Even if I wanted to, I can't. So, yeah.
I bet it was more like you just didn't want to work with Justin that closely.
That was what it was. No.
Which, believe it or not, we don't work together much at all.
I know, but no, it was just funny because I was like, now I'm kind of like, maybe I should have done that.
I still say I found the perfect role. It's I hope I can ride this wave as long as it lasts, because I know nothing's permanent, but I enjoy what I do.
Yeah. But so there are days where I'm like, maybe I should have done that. I feel like I'd know more about what's going on.
Well, I would say from an outside perspective, I'm glad you're there because I understand you the way you think, and I know you're technically there. So I know that whatever is going to be implemented or done is going to be done thoughtfully, or at least have your contribution to it to be thoughtful. Not that everything that we do is not thoughtful, just publicly, I should say. Yeah. But I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I'm just glad you are where you are.
Well, and my lens is a lot different because I've been involved in pre-sales prior to coming here, and I've had a lot more exposure where our other team members that look at the estimates, sometimes they struggle with well, I need more details. I'm like, but we don't have them. So we are the experts. We need to be saying, hey, based on our experience and best practice, we should be saying this is what you need. And they struggle with that, and they're getting better. But it takes a while out, and when you haven't had to do that. So
yeah. Have you ever heard of the saying, the work expands to fill the time allotted?
No.
Okay, so it's like a maxim or a principle or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like you could probably see it in yourself. So if you're like, and I think I learned it when I was reading about the Pomodoro technique. It's the little tomato timer. But basically, if you give yourself an hour to do something, it'll probably take you an hour to complete it. If you give yourself 10 minutes to do something, there's a good chance you can get it done in 10 minutes by time boxing it and constraining. Yeah. So I think when you're talking pre-sales, for everybody that doesn't know pre-sales, one of the things we do is we estimate how long it's going to take to do something. Is that we're thinking best case scenario to do X, and sometimes like when Allison's team goes to do X, they uncover a horrible, god-awful mess, and it takes much longer than what we thought for X or whatever. But anyways, the point I'm trying to get to is for the person who's estimating work for themselves, sometimes it's good to have someone else, who's not so invested in that to estimate it, because they won't have that prejudice or that bias, I guess I should say. I was I know this architect, he works here. I love him, love working with him. it was something about catalog items, and I ended up somewhere north of 1,000 hours based on his estimate. I was like, we can't estimate that. We just can't put that in front of the customer.
Put in some guardrails and we're good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. Like the thing I think they struggle with is, or like I said, they've gotten a lot better, but they want to tell you how the sausage gets made, and y'all don't care. Like, you're like, that's great, but how long is it going to take?
Yeah.
And unless you need it to like have it as a talking point back of like why an integration is so expensive, you all don't really care about the minutia of what is going to happen. So
yeah, I actually have a unique perspective on the integrations, because before my current job, I almost said the names. I'm trying not to use our job's name, so I don't have to use the owl. Before my current job, the integration I was exposed to, I was a service management manager, and I was working with developer A and developer B. So developer A had ServiceNow, developer B had Remedy, and we were trying to get them to talk. And I was basically just managing it. I was basically, you got to do this, and please make it work. And so I never really had a sense of what their work actually involved, what it entailed. But when I started here, one of the things that we didn't do at the time is we didn't demo integrations.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably 60 to 70% of our opportunities, there's some kind of integration involved. And a lot of times they want to see what it looks like. And sometimes they want to see what it looks like to set it up. So I remember the first one I did was probably either Jira, which is common, or Teams, which is common.
Yeah.
And so I had my first exposure to it, and I was like, okay, so when I'm estimating, there's these 25 steps. But what you don't know from those 25 steps is when the brick wall hits you in the head and you're stuck trying to figure out, is it a comma? Is it a parentheses? Is it an authentication issue? And that's what takes so long, is like,
does my account have the right roles to get to my data?
Yeah. There's so much unique things that can be about System A and System B that have nothing to do with the way ServiceNow is made or the way Jira or Teams or whatever is made. It's what people have done to configure them for their environment that make them unique, and that's what I
love net new customers, because I know there's nothing crazy in there, but when they've come from like a different implementer, it's always like, oh no.
Oh yes, or a bad experience with another implementer. Yeah. The one I haven't done yet, and it's going to happen soon. You're probably going to laugh when I say this. Azure AD connection. I haven't done it because I never needed to. Like in your PDI, you don't need to.
Yeah.
But it's something that's so common to all of our implementations.
I would say we do them
all the time, right?
Almost on every single one.
And I'm always like, what's so involved with this? And now I want to find out. I want to do one, and I have a developer instance. I can't.
You let me know. I'll put you on a project for 2 hours.
That's it? 2 hours? That's all it takes?
Oh no, it takes longer than that, but you could like just shadow the call.
Okay.
My favorite though, so like sometimes TCs are scared to try things, which I get. I've been there, but I also was a person who's like, can you do it? I'll do it, but you watch while I do it. And we had an integration not long ago that I'd never done, and it was to some other SSO. And I had asked the product team, has anyone done this? They were like, no, none of us have. I was like, oh, me either. And they were like, well, what are we going to do? I was like, we'll be fine. And so, I mean, I just Googled the instructions. There was a ServiceNow that I can't remember which one it was. And it gave you a step-by-step guide. And this TC was like, oh, well, can I do it? I was like, please. Like,
yeah.
You know, I think they need to know everything, and they don't. Like, I mean, even the guy I was working with, like, he was like, have you even ever heard of this SSO? I was like, nope, sure haven't. And he started laughing and was like, so this will be fun for both of us. I was like, exactly.
Sometimes those are the more fun ones, because you're right, they seem intimidating, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised.
Well, and like I said, the customer, like, I didn't like lie to him and say I was some expert in this SSO. I'm like, you know, and their guy, he was really funny because it wasn't working, and I was like, look, I have followed. And he finally, and I had sent him the same instructions. He said, I did everything on my side. So we got on a call and we're like going through it. And he goes, oh my God, it's my fault. I'm so sorry. Like, whatever it was, he had skimmed down. But like, yeah, our juniors get kind of scared sometimes because they don't want to, I guess, appear like they don't know.
Yeah, the imposter syndrome.
Which I get.
Yeah. Kudos to one of our architects. I was doing the Teams integration the first time, and it was actually Teams for PPM. Right. And I was stuck. I couldn't get them to work. And I went on. We have a Friday session where we can hop in and share a screen and get some help. It was embarrassing because as soon as I shared my screen, these architects are probably used to seeing pretty common errors. He just looked at it and he goes, Justin, you forgot the dash in service-now.com. And so I was so embarrassed, right? I went back to the instructions and I was like, no, ServiceNow forgot the dash in their instructions. And I was an idiot and just copy pasted their from their configuration and just changed the instance name.
That's so funny.
So I was like, it wasn't my fault. But it was my fault.
That's funny. Oh, yeah.
A dash. I mean, that's like hours lost of my life.
I can't tell you how many times I was just missing a semicolon.
Yeah.
Or I had quotation marks when I didn't need them.
Before we hopped on, I'm troubleshooting our demo instance. And are you familiar with Demo Hub?
Yes.
Okay, so Demo Hub is what we use. Well, Jim was having some issues with getting something, so I was like, I'll sync it and update it, make sure everything's updated. Well, the sync gets done, and now all the narratives or the scenarios say, this isn't available in the current instance. You need a Utah instance. I'm like, but this is a Utah instance. And I'm like, is this doing it to all the narratives say now? You need a Utah instance. I'm like, oh, great. So I got to go find the semicolon or whatever comparison they're doing that's messed up. And so I've been going through script includes trying to find it.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, the life of a ServiceNow admin.
Yes. And all that being said, I'm excited to go to Knowledge. I think it'll be good to see people in person. You know.
Yeah, I'm laughing at your dog. Sorry.
Oh no. Is
she trying to get out?
Well, so we have my office was a dining room, and we put in barn doors. The entryway is like right here, and then it goes straight into our living room. We have baby gates to where the only places she can go, and then this door is my office, the entryway, or the living room, because we're still potty training her. So she's pinned in, and she's mad because
she wants to
explore, and they both like to go outside, and she likes to just lay in the sun. It's the funniest thing. She's still can't go downstairs, she can't go downstairs, but she can go upstairs.
So the stare phobia is kind of easing off, I guess.
Well, she's gone downstairs or upstairs almost instantly. Like she watched Riley do it, and then she was like, "Oh, I can do that." But then downstairs, she just won't do it, and she won't use the dog door yet. So
she's talking.
That's Riley. She's pestering Riley. So,
does dead things make you squeamish? Can I tell you something?
I mean, like, it depends on what kind of dead thing you're talking about. I mean, like, I don't want a severed head on my front porch.
Like, no, a story of dead things.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
That was a very specific example of what you don't want, though.
Well, I was trying to think of, like, what would make me probably throw up, and I'm like, an appendage, like, just laying there.
Yeah. So it's an arm or a finger or a head, apparently. Yeah, okay. You're darker than I thought, Allison. No, we have, in the backyard, there's these big, tall hedges, like probably 40 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And lots of birds, possums, and the rabbits like to play underneath, whatever. And I've been part of Haley's, nightly rituals. I take her out to pee like 3 or 4 times just to make sure that
Haley's his dog, by the way.
What's that?
Haley is your dog.
Yes, Haley. Yes. Yeah. Taking the dog out to pee. In fact, she and I had this conversation yesterday about I can't pee outside. Me, Justin. So I'm taking her around, and she, like, for a couple days, she just wants to go under those trees. And I'm like, I don't know what's under there. And I thought it was, like, because the baby birds are all out right now. So I thought they were falling down, and she's smelling them. And I'm like, I don't want you to eat them. So I keep her away from them, right, to save the baby birds. Well, I'm not paying attention yesterday, and she gets under there, and now she's like, you know how they lock in?
Yes.
And, like, you have to, like, a whole body weight to pull them off. So I pull her off, lift up the branch. It's this tiny baby rabbit that's dead, and it's sitting under the tree. And I'm just like, oh, like, we have rabbits everywhere, but I was like, I've never seen a baby rabbit before, and it was just sitting there like, oh. So that's my morbid story for the week.
Well, my bird is back. So.
Oh, that's right. Yes, here, behind the TV.
Pictures. Yes, I have pictures.
Can I show these on the actual video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, where is my window? So, you see so we have a fan up there in the top of our gazebo outside. But then...
Move the air around.
You see the bird nest?
Or is that Steve Harvey?
That was Family Feud. I love Family Feud so much.
Yeah, I see the bird's nest, yeah.
But yeah, every spring now, since we've gotten this fan, and it only does it when we're out of town, because we're under there all the time. So otherwise it wouldn't have time to build a nest. But there's eggs in it again. So
it's a really smart. It's a smart place. You probably need some chicken wire around the edge of the fan to keep them out.
Well,
that was weird. What's happening to your screen?
I don't know.
Are you guys doing doggy training? I saw that in the background.
Are we doing what?
Puppy training?
Like
formal training?
No, but if you could see what she's doing right now, we have like these strips that go on the floor to keep the rugs down, and she just took it all off. So
she's teething probably.
Yes. And then this one is just like, Mom.
She's like, I can't get no rest.
I know. You and me both, girlfriend.
I'm excited for you, but I'm not envious of your time and attention dedicated to a puppy.
Yeah. Well, and I leave tomorrow to go to Oklahoma for Mother's Day. And then I get back Saturday.
Happy Mother's Day. Forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, so tell your mother. And then I get back Saturday late. I'm spending Sunday doing laundry, and then I leave Monday for Knowledge. So. Well,
hopefully our stickers get to you in time.
Well, we can do like a live. I got to figure out how to do it on my phone.
What do you mean? Oh, yes. Because I canceled.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you have a date or time in mind, though, tell me, because I need to protect it.
Yes. Okay.
In fact, next week, knock on wood, isn't so bad, I guess, because everybody's at Knowledge.
Yeah.
And if you see Allison at Knowledge, she might give you one of these.
Exactly.
Which I need to get sent down to Allison.
To the post office. Yeah.
I'm actually, one thing I'm disappointed in with these, this is the proof, I guess.
Oh.
There's no, like, cracky-backy thing.
Oh.
So you have to find the edge of it.
Yeah.
Which, I like the ones that are just, like, crack open.
Yeah.
But they're really good quality, so.
I'll put it on my laptop.
I like it. Our latest episode just went out today. It was episode number 10, and I found it interesting. We were talking about technical weekend activities, so I have to ask, have you done anything technical lately, Allison?
Well, our AC went out, so I tried to fix it. It didn't work, so we have an AC person coming today.
Okay, well,
but I found a workaround. I had Walmart deliver a window unit and have it on in our bedroom with the doors shut and sealed, so it's at least cold while we sleep.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I hate sleeping hot.
I cannot sleep hot. I can't do it. So I had to find a workaround, and so I was like, you know what? We'll just get a little window unit, and then that way we have it if it happens again, because it's hot here. So it's going to be 83 today. It was 89 yesterday.
Yeah, I got sunburned a little bit yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm not built for, I can't sleep hot.
The contractors where you live, what's like the lead time?
So we called yesterday, and by we, David, because I don't make phone calls because I have anxiety. So he called, and they will be out today between like 2:30 and 3.
Okay.
So it went out a couple weeks ago, and the guy came out, and everything was fine. He said we have a Nest thermostat, and he said sometimes the Nests, like, they're like really like notorious for having this issue. And so we had a spare Nest because we were going to install it in our condo. And so we went ahead and just switched it out, and that didn't fix it. So we've called somebody.
Yeah. And you guys have a heat pump, or do you use something else, like a traditional?
Yes, we have a heat pump.
Heat pump, okay.
So I'm going to have the guy, because like I installed the Nest thermostat. So let's be real here. It was not professionally installed. But, I mean, we've lived here for 2 years and have not had an issue till this summer. So, and the thermostat I installed upstairs is fine. And it's a Nest one. So, yeah.
Well,
so,
kudos for you for technically troubleshooting what you could.
That's all I did technical. What about you?
Well, I was thinking ServiceNow technical, so now I got to switch to not ServiceNow.
Yeah.
Okay. So we painted our deck yesterday. I took the day off, and that's why I got sunburned. But before, when we were testing the paint sprayer, it was a disaster. Paint went everywhere, all kinds of directions, and it wasn't working right. And so I literally had to disassemble the entire thing, not the engine or the compressor, but the apparatus. Yeah. And took it apart piece by piece, cleaned it, found some old paint and stuff, and then put some, what do you call that tape? The plumber's tape around the connections. And we were successfully able to paint yesterday without it spraying all over us, making a mess. So yeah, that was my technical win for the week. Good grief.
Goodness. All right, well, I'm going to go run them outside, and we are at time.
We're out of time, yes. Happy hump day, happy Wednesday, happy episode 14.
Yay!
All right, take care.
Bye.